Hey guys, welcome to the vlog. I'm always excited to have you here with me. I've got a very special workout for you today. This is for my friend Sarah. We go way back, all the way to my Vegas days, and she's putting a home gym together, some home workouts together, and what better way to add a small ball program. The small ball is great. You can deflate it, take it on you when you're on vacation, when you're travel. It's a great tool for your little toolbox of home gym necessities. So let's do a little small ball workout today. I hope you enjoy. Let's move. Okay, here we go. I've got my small Pilates ball. These are great. This one in particular, you can deflate or inflate to your liking. I like to have mine a little bit deflated. It gives me a little stability, but still enough rigidity to have a nice, good grip and good workout with. So this is my Pilates ball, my mat. I'm ready to go. Let's do this. We're gonna have a lie down. Knees are bent, feet are flat. We're gonna start with that ball right between our knees. And try to get your feet to the same width that your knees have gotten to with the ball there. Lie your head down, lie your body down. I've already kind of done a couple of roll downs just to loosen up my spine and check in with my body. So I'm ready to roll here. Inhale at the bottom. And as you exhale, just let your body become heavy into the mat. Inhale. I'm going to lift my toes up. I'm going to put each toe down one at a time to make sure I have a nice secure footing on the floor or on my mat. I'm reaching my fingers out long. I'm opening my shoulders up. I'm finding that nice long postural position that'll create a nice beautiful line by the time I'm done with my workout. I'm in neutral pelvis, shoulders are back and relaxed. I'm always thinking of four things when I'm doing my sessions. I'm thinking of my hip and pelvic placement. I'm thinking of my rib cage placement, my shoulder placement, my head and neck placement. So let's focus on that as we're doing our session today. Inhale, and as you exhale, go into a nice deep posterior tilt and squeeze that ball gently. Inhale, back to a neutral pelvic position and just release the tension on the ball. Exhale, go to that deep posterior tilt, hollowing the abdominals out, giving a little squeeze on the ball. Inhale, back to a slight arch or neutral position. Inhale. Exhale, go into that scooped position, that posterior tilt of the pelvis. Gentle squeeze on the ball. Inhale, back to neutral. We're going to do a couple more of these. It's a gentle activation of the adductors, the inner thighs, without overdoing it. You definitely don't want your glutes to be too involved here. You want to keep your glutes uninvolved, get the abdominals working, adductors activating with them, kind of connecting that whole pelvic floor and pelvic region. Exhale into deep posterior, slight squeeze in the ball. Now from here, hold that posterior tilt, breathe in, and as you exhale, the backs of the legs start to peel your spine up and off the mat, reaching your pelvis for the ceiling, keeping that gentle adduction, that gentle squeeze on the ball. Inhale and exhale, feeling each vertebra one at a time articulate down the mat, back and through to a neutral pelvic position. So at the bottom, I release a little bit of tension on the ball. I'm not keeping that active adduction. Inhale, exhale. Scoop into your abdominals, and we go right up into it this time. Reaching that pelvis for the ceiling. This is a great way to strengthen the medial line of the inner thighs without putting any undue pressure on your knees. And come back to a neutral pelvic position. If you do have a little bit of a knee issue, you can shorten your range of motion and not get as much lift, but you can still most likely get into a deep posterior tilt with a slight lift and activation of those inner thighs. All the way up if you can. Hold, breathe in, and exhale, articulating down and through, and back to neutral. Let's do two more. Nice deep breath in, exhaling as you come up, gently squeezing the ball. Inhale, and exhale down, and through, and back to neutral. Let's do one more. Inhaling. At the bottom, exhaling through neutral, through deep posterior, reaching that pelvis up, stretching those hip flexors. Inhale at the top, and exhale, roll your spine down and through and back to neutral. I always prefer to do tabletop one leg at a time, but since we have the ball here, we're going to do both legs. Let's go to a nice T position with our arms, palms facing the ceiling. So what you want to do is pull deep into the lower abdominals, maybe a slight posterior tilt, and take both legs into tabletop. Make sure you're in a nice position, and we do our spine to supine. Inhale to one direction, squeeze the ball, pull back to center, slight release of the tension. Inhale to the opposition or away from me, give it a little squeeze, pull back to center, slight release of the tension. Inhale away from me, or towards me, sorry. Squeeze, exhaling back to center, release the tension. Inhale away, give it a little squeeze, pull back to center, release the tension. Inhale towards me, give it a little squeeze, pull back to center, release the tension. Inhale away, give it a little squeeze, pull back to center, release the tension. One more on each side. Inhale, little squeeze, exhale, center, away, inhale, give it a squeeze, exhaling, back to center. Use that abdominal control to drop the legs down and rest back onto the mat. We're going to interlace our hands behind our head, supporting the head, creating a nice cradle. You want to really make sure you've got a deep interlace to support the head and create that little hammock. Now I'm a little tight in my pecs and shoulders, so I'll have my elbows forward just slightly, because if I pull them back too far, I have a tendency to flare my ribs. So I'm going to keep my ribs engaged, keep my neutral pelvis, keep my shoulders from shrugging, but keeping my elbows as wide as I physically can. As I exhale, we come up into forward flexion. Don't think of lifting up to the ceiling. Think of drawing yourself forward, using that rectus abdominis to get deep forward flexion. Squeeze the ball a little bit. Inhale. Exhale, release the ball, and start to come back out of your C curve. Inhale. Exhale up, deepening into forward flexion, giving that ball a nice squeeze. Pause, inhale. And exhale down. You'll notice that adduction, that pelvic floor engagement, that lower abdominal engagement, that rectus engagement, it really helps support the whole midline of the core. Inhale. Exhale up. Little squeeze in the ball as you come up. Hold, breathe in. And exhale down. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale up. Give it a little squeeze, pause, inhale, and exhale down. Let's do two more. Breathe in. Exhale, head, chest, and shoulders come into forward flexion. Keep that pelvis neutral. Make sure you're not tucking your tail. You're keeping that still position. Pause, inhale, and exhale down. Inhale, exhale up. Give it a little squeeze. We're going to hold here, reach for that ball, bring it right out between the knees, hold it between your hands, and then come back out of your C curve. Give yourself a little stretch above your head, stretch those shoulders, stretch your chest. Oh, that feels lovely. We're going to go into some chest lift with rotation using some adduction of the arms now with the ball. So we come above our chest with our arms, head, chest, and shoulders follow. The ball just kind of tips to the top of the knees. We rotate away from you, giving a little squeeze. And inhale, center, release slightly. Exhale away, giving a little squeeze. And center. Exhale. Inhale, center. Staying deep forward flexion. Exhale towards me, squeeze. Inhale, center. Exhale away from me, give it a little squeeze. Stay in forward flexion. center. We want to make sure that we prioritize this forward flex position. Forward flexion should definitely take priority over rotation. So rotate as much as you feel comfortable without losing that forward flexion. Give the ball a squeeze, release, and come to center. Exhale across, squeeze, release, come back to center. Let's do one more each side. And center again. And center. I think we started that direction, so we'll come one more towards me. I'll have to look at the video, see if I'm correct, and then we drop it down. Nice little stretch back. It's a great way to warm the core up. Adduction here is working really well. I'm going to take that ball above my chest. I'm going to reach my fingertips for the stars, give it a little squeeze, and release the ball, drop my shoulders back. So we've got some shoulder scapula stabilization and movement. We've also got some adduction of the pec and shoulder. And reach for the ceiling, give it a squeeze, and protract those shoulders back. Retract those shoulders back. Protract the shoulders forward, give a little squeeze, and retract the shoulder blades back. Release the ball. Protract forward, reaching your fingertips for the sky, give it a squeeze, and release and back. And let's do one more. And we squeeze forward, and we retract the shoulders. Bring that ball back above your head. I'm going to elevate my shoulders, give it a squeeze, release the ball, depress my shoulders. So my shoulder scapula is rising up and back. We reach up, give it a squeeze, and back. We reach up, give it a squeeze, and depress. We elevate, give it a squeeze, release, press. One more, elevate, give it a squeeze, release, depress. Beautiful job. Lengthen those legs out, lengthen your arms out, give it a nice stretch. We're going to take the ball and your legs over to the right, keeping your pelvis in the center to give yourself a nice stretch on the left lateral line. We take the ball and the legs over to the opposition. Pelvis is your center, your pivoting point. Stretching the right lateral line. And we come back to center. I'm going to slide my hands up, slide my feet in. We're going to grab that ball, put it right between our feet. Tabletop your legs. Find a good position and let your body roll down. From here, we're going to come right into our 100 prep. We come up, arms above the chest, head, chest, and shoulders follow. Give that ball a little squeeze at the ankles. Release the ball, release your arms, head, chest, and shoulders. Exhale up. From here, you imagine there's no joint in the shoulder, so you pull into forward flexion from here. Squeeze the ball, release. As you come back, the arm reaches up to that 90-degree position, and then we bring our head, chest, and shoulders back. So exhale up here, boom, squeeze. Those arms should be perpendicular to the floor or parallel to the floor. Arms come up to that 90-degree position of the shoulder joint, and we come back. Let's do 4 more of those. Squeeze, release. Squeeze, release. Squeeze, release. Again, last one. Hold it here. Lengthen those legs out to a diagonal line and squeeze, 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 squeeze. The 100 breath. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 5. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4. Stop, bend the knees, grab your thighs. Let yourself down. That's 50. I like to take a little break right in between. Give those abs a rest so the neck isn't taking over too much of the energy. Come back in. I've noticed I've kept my hands here. So you can actually pull yourself a little deeper into forward flexion. Don't crank on your neck or your body, but just try to maximize that forward flexion. Find your leg position, arms out, squeeze, 2, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. Bend your legs, grab your thighs, bring those legs straight up, and drop your upper body. Hold your legs in that position. We're going to do an active isometric squeeze here, so hold that squeeze, shift towards me, inhale, exhale down and around, center, away, down and around. I'm constantly putting a little pressure on that ball. Inhale, exhale down and around, center, inhale, exhale down and around, center, breathe in, constantly squeezing that ball. One more each side. Bend your legs, grab the ball, drop your feet, reach your arms out, reach your legs out, reach the ball above your head, give it a big stretch. Woo. Great work for the hip flexor, great work for the lower abs. You're going to slide those knees in. This is a nice modified roll up. You tuck those knees into your chest. You come up into your 90-degree position with your arms, shoot your legs out, roll through. Hold that forward position. Your shoulders shouldn't be too far in front of your hips. They should be stacked almost above your hips actually. And we squeeze, release, squeeze, release, squeeze, release. Now lift up to a nice high long postural line and squeeze. Squeeze, squeeze. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Elbows out to the side, squeeze, squeeze. Little pec work here, little pec work. Keep that nice high long postural line. Boom, boom. Arm back out in front, flex your toes up towards the ceiling so your ankles in nice dorsiflexion, open to about the width of your shoulders. Roll your ball down, roll it away from you for a little spine stretch, roll it towards you, lift back up to a nice high postural line. Inhale, exhale. Imagine you're peeling away from a wall behind you. Your body is a sticker and it kind of peels away from the wall, rolling the ball forward. Roll the ball back and then re-stick that sticker back up onto the wall. Inhale, exhale, peel away from the wall, roll the ball away, roll the ball in, and re-stack to the top. Roll through, roll back, and up. You should feel your vertebra getting this beautiful stretch forward, this beautiful articulation. Roll back, up, and through. Legs together. Feet still flexed towards the ceiling. Dorsiflexed on your ankle joints. Rotate towards me 2 times. Center away. Towards me. Center away. You'll notice that I accentuate my exhales and my inhales. It's really just for you to hear my breath pattern and hopefully kind of follow along that breath pattern. The breath is amazing. It creates a rhythm for the movement, it oxygenates the body on a cellular level. I usually use a very soft breath pattern, but it's still very deep. You can use a breath pattern that feels most comfortable for you, but I want you to exhale and inhale to help recruit the proper muscles for the exercises. Bend your knees, bring your heels in, drop that ball for a moment, grab your ankles, pull your heels in, push your elbows onto your knees, and just press into a nice little stretch. Oh, that feels good. We've been doing a lot of adduction, so this is a nice way to stretch those adductors momentarily. Little drive forward, don't go crazy, just a little forward flexion. And peel back up. Take that ball back with you, legs out long. We're gonna do something that's a little challenging here, so bear with me. Roll down, slide your heels in. Take the ball under just one foot, just your left foot. Hold it under that foot. We're gonna scoop and roll up, and we're gonna try to keep that ball right there as we take the opposite leg to tabletop. Tip lift, tip lift. Very challenging, lot of work on that hamstring. So if you start to feel that hamstring cramping a little bit, ooh, like I am, you know you're doing it right. Put your foot down, roll your spine down. So the objective is to not let that ball roll away from you. Take it, switch sides. Little stability here. Creating instability in the seemingly simple exercise, shoulder bridge prep. Here we go. We're going to exhale up. Put more pressure on the ball with the foot and tabletop. Very challenging. If you're struggling with this, it's okay. Do the best you can. And drop your foot and roll your spine down. That is quite the stretch on the back of the leg, so give your hamstrings a little pull. Give them a little stretch. And we go into some side work. So we're going to take that ball, put it between your ankles, lengthen out, and roll your side facing me. A little bit of a challenge here to hold that ball between your ankles. Again, that's why I like a slightly deflated ball, because on some of these movements it's a little easier to control that position. Okay, so your ball should be there. Bottom arm is long, top arm is down for support, head is resting on your arm. Pull your abs in, it's a unilateral movement from the side. Both legs lift, exhaling up, squeeze the ball, release, and both down. So again, we're getting a lot of medial work. A lot of times people struggle with lateral work for injuries or knee replacements or whatever they're struggling with. And this is very invasive. Gives you a lot of strength, gives you a lot of power, but isn't invasive or hard on the joint. We exhale up, squeeze, release, and down. But of course, you always want to consult with a physician before doing these exercises if you're dealing with any injuries or rehabilitation. Squeeze, release, and down. Up, 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 squeeze, release, and down. Last one. Up, squeeze, release, and down. Bring that ball in, grab a hold, put it right in front of you, and push into a side lateral stretch. So your knees will come in, your heels will tuck in, and your arms will just kind of reach over, and you'll stretch the opposition of the lateral line. Make sure those arms are nice and long. Oh, that just feels so good. And I like to grab the first or second knee and kind of rotate up towards the ceiling. I learned this from my dear friend Angie. Always credit the source. She's one that taught me this lovely little stretch. And we come back to center. From center, we just switch sides. Take the ball in between your feet, lengthen out long, point your toes, have a lie down. Make sure your head is resting on your arm. Opposite arm is down for support. From here, we lift. It's a unilateral movement. Use those obliques, not just the leg abductors. Squeeze, release, and down. Up, 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 squeeze, release, down, up, squeeze, release, down, up, squeeze, release, down, and up, squeeze, release, and down. Slide it in, take that ball right in front of you, lift up, bring your knees in, tuck your heels in, and give a little stretch. Oh, that feels good. For Angie, my dear friend, hopefully when this COVID situation is over, we can get her back in here teaching math classes. I love her math classes. I absolutely miss having her here teaching on Monday evenings. But soon, we're hoping soon. And back to center. Okay, this is going to be a bit of a challenge, so bear with me. Go to your knees. Take your ball, put it to the side, put a little pressure on, take the opposite leg over. We're going to do side kick kneeling. But this is going to create a little instability, so be careful. Bear with me. Hand behind your head, leg lifts up, flex forward, point back. And 4 and 5 and 6. Keep that leg up high. And 7 and 8. Hold it here. Take both hands carefully to the ball. Right down flat. Arabesque that leg up nice and high and give me a little beat. 2, 3, 4. Again, a great way to strengthen those abductors, those glutes, without putting any undue pressure on your knees. Up, 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 and up. Back to center carefully. Woo! That creates a lot of instability. I hope you're okay on that one. Again, on your body, don't overdo it. We come to the other side. On your knees, give it a little support. Lengthen your opposite leg long. Right down below your shoulder, other hand behind your head. Lift up and forward. And now this higher line, this higher degree that you've come to is going to make those glutes work even higher if you're trying to keep that leg up at hip height. And hold it, both hands down, and arabesque that leg up and beat. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Up, 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 and back to center. Everything stays high. Ooh, that's a little bit of work on the glutes. Give a little pat if you need to, okay? We're gonna go right to our tummies. Taking that ball with us. We're gonna reach out. So our arms are right around our wrists and palms are flat. Thumbs together. Legs together. Hip extensors are active, but they're not lifted. You don't want to extend your hips here. You pretty much want your glutes and legs fairly relaxed but active. The movement comes from your upper thoracic spine. Think of reverse articulation. head comes up, the upper thoracic comes up, and we start rolling that ball towards us. Using that pressure to get a little extra extension. And then exhale down. Roll the ball away. Inhale. Roll up. Putting pressure into the ball. Exhale. Roll down. Again, this creates a lot of instability from side to side, so make sure you're using your muscles equally. Inhale up. Exhale down. Let's just do a couple more of these. Inhale up. Exhale down. Also watch your shoulder scapula stabilization. You want to make sure you're not shrugging in your shoulders. Inhale up. Exhale down. We're going to do a little tricep work here. I want you to come up about half the range of your full range of motion. Slide that ball towards you or roll it towards you. Use those triceps to extend and bend. Tip the mat if you can. Extend and bend. Extend and bend. Pushing through those back arms. 3, 4, maintaining back extension. Active, secure back extensors. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Roll down. Push into rest position and stretch out your back. Oh, it feels good. Draw your arms over to the right side of your body. Pull on your mat a little bit and stretch the left lateral line. Draw your arms over the opposite side. Stretch the opposite lateral line. You can do this two ways. You can do a little pike and hop forward, or you can just sit on your hips and move your legs out in front of you. If you want to do a little pike, curl your toes under, go to your up stretch, give it a little stretch, soften your knees, hop through your hands, and grab your ball and come right down. We're going to do one more exercise. This is one of my favorite. It's a mini roll up. You want your knees bent, feet flat, about 6 bones width apart with your legs. Take that ball, put it right under your low back, right into your lumbar, and lean into it a little bit. From here, we interlace our hands behind our head. We push into the ball, maintain the C curve that we've created, and pull away. Dive between your legs, stretch your arms out, and give your back a little stretch. Start to peel your spine up. We're going to go back into the same position with a little bit of side reach. Arms out in front, palms face one another. Put a little pressure into the ball, slight C curve. You press into the ball, reach back, palm faces up, find your diagonal line, exhale, return, and up. Press into it, reach, stretch, return, and up. Press into it, reach. Think of your ear following the line of your bicep. Return, and up. Press in, give it a reach, return, and up. One more each side, and inhale, exhale, and up, and down, and inhale, and exhale, and up. Grab your feet, rotate towards me. Keep that ball right next to you. Good ball, did great today. Grab your ankles, and we'll do one more nice little adductor stretch. Press your elbows into your knees, push your knees down, and reach forward for a stretch. Take a breath in. Exhale, restack your spine. Let your forearms rest on your knees. Palms facing up to bring in nice positive energy. And give me nice deep breaths for a 3 count. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Focusing on just your breath, calming your body, lifting your spine up a little higher with each breath. Exhale. Be proud of the work that you do for your bodies. Be proud of the work that you do to help keep yourself healthy, help keep yourself strong. It's very important to keep that body up and alive and happy and healthy, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thanks so much for joining me. Have a great day. Guys, thanks so much for joining me on these vlogs. If you like what you see, hit the subscribe button above and become a part of the Pilates Live channel. Thanks again, be kind, and have a great day.